but definitely in a question paper, there will be 1 or 2 questions which will require some extra thinking to solve the math. Okay, so let's move on to next question, question 5. So this question is related to completing square and at the same time transformation. That's a new syllabus that is this topic has been incorporated in the syllabus from 2020. You are not going to find too many questions related to that because before 2020 transformation of graph and circle geometry was not in the syllabus. Okay, so from 2020 to 2022, let's try to solve all the transformation and circle geometry questions. Okay, now completing square, so that's pretty straightforward. You know how to solve it. So at first we have to take 2 as common. You know the formula. So what's the formula? You have to divide the coefficient of x by 2, and you also have to consider the sign. If it was plus, I would write plus, but as it is minus here, so you have to write down minus. You have to write down minus. Minus, then this minus sign, it's within the formula. You always have to write down negative sign here, and whatever you are writing here, you have to write here as well and give the square sign. And this 14, the constant, it will be outside of the bracket. Yes, so 2x minus 2 whole square minus 8 plus 14. So that's the completing square form. Now let's look at the second question. I mean 5b. The function, 2 functions are given here. F and g are defined by function of x equals to x square and g of x equals to 2x square minus 8x plus 14. Describe fully a sequence of transformation that maps the graph y equals to function of x onto the graph of y equals to gx. So how gx can be transformed from function of x, you have to write it down and making clear the order in which the transformations are applied. So if you analyze the past 4 to 5 session question paper, you will see that first you will get a completing square question, a question related to completing square form, followed by a question related to transformation. And you will see that you have to use this completing square form to explain this transformation. That 2x square minus 8x plus 14 was given in the first question, and in completing square form you have got that. So now think about it. So function of x, so function of x is x square, and let's write down the g of x in completing square form that we have got in question A. So 2x minus 2 whole square plus 3. Now it will be easier for you to understand the transformation. Now look at here. At the position of x, now it's x minus 2. So that means there is a horizontal translation. If you transform function of x as function of x minus a, so that means there will be a horizontal translation plus a. Or if you translate it like this, x plus a, which can also be written as it will be horizontal translation of minus a. So the key thing here is to remember, always you have to keep this negative sign. You will keep this negative sign, then whatever you are getting here will be the horizontal translation. I mean, the amount of horizontal translation. Like say, for example, if function of x is changed to function of x plus 3, so that means it's actually x minus 3. So that means the horizontal translation will be minus 3. Okay, so look at here. At the position of x, we are getting x minus 2. So that means a horizontal translation of 2. A horizontal translation of 2. Horizontal translation by 2 unit. And this 3, it's actually vertical translation. This is vertical translation, so let me explain it a little bit. It means a vertical translation by +2. So that means the graph will move up. Like say, for example, if the graph is y equals to x square, if the graph is y equals to x square, then y equals to x square plus 2, it's gonna be like this. So vertical translation. And if it is -2, so the graph will move down by 2 units. Okay, so horizontal translation by 2 unit, and then again vertical translation by 3 unit. Now these two things you can read in a single line. Simply just translation by write it down as a matrix 2 3. So which represents horizontal translation by 2 unit and vertical translation by 3 unit. So instead of writing this 2 lines, you can write it like this, and that will cover the whole thing. Okay, fine. Now the whole transformed expression is multiplied by 2. The whole transformed equation is multiplied by 2. Now, if function of x is transformed as a into fx, so that means there will be a vertical stretch. There will be a vertical stretch by a unit. The stretch factor will be a unit. Now, as there is 2, so that means there will be a vertical stretching by a stretch factor of 2. That means, say for example, the first translation, then you will write down vertical stretch by a stretch factor of 2. Or you can also write down stretch parallel to y-axis by a stretch factor of 2. So I think you have understood. So we are done with question 5. So let's move on to